General Hospital spoilers reveal that Emma's life has never been more complicated or fraught with danger. As the pressure to safeguard Anna intensifies, Emma finds herself increasingly lost in a sea of uncertainty, struggling to maintain control over a situation that seems to be slipping further from her grasp with each passing day. The urgency of Anna's protection has pushed Emma to the brink, as she watches those closest to her, including herself, become pawns in a dangerous game she never fully understood. The adjustments to Anna's security, meant to ensure her safety, have instead become a series of chaotic, unpredictable moves, each one more reckless than the last. Emma, who has always been resolute and resourceful, now finds herself overwhelmed by the weight of her decisions. Feeling the cracks in her composure widen as she tries to navigate a world where every move she makes seems to draw her deeper into danger. The emotional strain on Emma is palpable. She is no longer just dealing with the threat to Anna's life, she's also wrestling with her own spiraling sense of control. The deeper she gets into this situation, the more she realizes that she is losing her grip, not just on the plan, but on herself. Her fears, anxieties, and the weight of Anna's safety have consumed her thoughts, leaving her feeling isolated and uncertain of who she can trust. Every step she takes, every decision she makes, feels like it's inching her closer to the point of no return. The overwhelming sense of responsibility she bears is slowly suffocating her, and no matter how hard she tries to stay focused, Emma is haunted by the thought that her actions could lead to irreversible consequences. As Emma battles these mounting pressures, Gio, ever the loyal friend, steps forward to support her in ways that begin to blur the lines between friendship and something far more intense. His devotion to Emma, his willingness to stand by her side no matter the cost, has always been evident, but as the danger escalates, Gio finds himself drawn into this chaotic web of secrets and threats in ways he hadn't anticipated. His initial desire to help Emma has transformed into a reckless determination to do whatever it takes to shield her from harm. His actions, once cautious and measured, are now becoming increasingly bold, even dangerous. Joe's willingness to put himself in harm's way for Emma has grown with each passing day. He no longer hesitates to take risks that once would have seemed unimaginable. When Emma begins to lose control of the situation, when her every attempt to keep Anna safe leads only to more danger, Gio steps up in ways that might have once seemed like desperate acts, but now feel like the only way forward. His decision to help Emma infiltrate places that would otherwise be off-limits, breaking into Dalton's lab, risking exposure, reveals a side of him that is willing to go to any length to protect her, even if it means throwing caution to the wind. Gio, who once operated within the boundaries of reason, has become a man driven by a deep, unrelenting need to help Emma, even if it means endangering his own safety. This new phase in their relationship is marked by actions that go beyond mere friendship. It is as if a switch has been flipped, and the emotional stakes for both of them have escalated into something much more profound. The reckless decisions they make, driven by an unspoken bond, are a reflection of the madness surrounding them. Their loyalty to each other, once a steady and stable force, has now become an obsession. They are both caught in the whirlwind of this spiraling situation, and their connection, once built on mutual respect and friendship, is now being shaped by the chaos that defines their lives. The trust and loyalty between Emma and Gio are undeniable, but they are quickly becoming entangled with a darker, more dangerous obsession. They are no longer just two people trying to help a friend. They are both trapped in a situation that is slowly swallowing them whole. The boundaries between right and wrong, between help and harm, are becoming increasingly blurred. What started as a simple desire to protect a loved one has now escalated into a dangerous game where each move could be their last. Emma and Gio are no longer acting out of pure intention, they are being driven by something much more primal, a need to protect each other at all costs, even if that means making choices that could destroy everything they've worked for. Joe's involvement in Emma's mission has pushed him further into a corner. His actions, once noble and selfless, are now beginning to feel more like a compulsion. The more he helps Emma, the more he becomes entangled in the web of danger and deceit. His own identity, his own future, seems to be fading into the background as he becomes consumed by the need to shield Emma from the fallout of their reckless decisions. But Emma is beginning to realize that her own sense of control is slipping, and with Joe's actions becoming more extreme, she wonders how long it will take before they both spiral out of control. What began as a simple act of loyalty has now evolved into something far more complex and dangerous. The choices they are making now, based on deep emotional connections and a shared sense of responsibility, are pulling them further into a world of uncertainty and chaos. The madness that surrounds them has taken hold. And with each daring act of defiance, Emma and Gio are both testing the limits of their bond. The question now is not whether they can survive the chaos, it's whether they can hold on to each other long enough to make it through without losing themselves completely. The pressure on Emma continues to mount as the stakes grow higher with each passing day. The safety of Anna, once her primary concern, now seems like an insurmountable goal as the web of deceit and danger around them tightens. And as Joe's actions grow more extreme, Emma realizes that their connection is no longer just about friendship, it's about survival. Whether their deep loyalty to one another will ignite the spark of love or lead them both down a path of destruction is uncertain. But one thing is clear. Their relationship is no longer something that can be controlled. It has become a force of nature, propelled by the chaos around them, and Emma and Gio will have to navigate the storm together, no matter the cost. Joe's descent into the world of secrets, lies, and high-stakes danger has become a defining moment in his life. What began as a simple act of loyalty to Emma, as she navigated the perilous waters of protecting Anna, has now evolved into an obsession that is pushing Gio into territory he never anticipated. His once cautious nature has given way to recklessness, driven by an insatiable need to uncover the truth behind the increasingly complex web surrounding Anna's safety. His suspicion of Professor Hank Dalton's involvement in Anna's recent troubles has become a constant in his mind, gnawing at him, compelling him to take risks he never would have considered before. Gio can no longer stand idly by. His desire to protect Emma, to help her protect Anna, has grown into a powerful obsession. One that is forcing him to make choices that could forever change his life, and his future. The decision to break into Dalton's private office is not one that Gio takes lightly. Dalton, a man shrouded in mystery and power, has long been a figure on the periphery of Port Charles's darker dealings. And his connection to Anna's current predicament has been simmering beneath the surface for far too long. Gio knows that Dalton is not just a mere academic or professor. The man has deep ties to dangerous organizations and has played a pivotal role in covert operations that threaten the safety of those Gio cares about. But despite these risks, his gut tells him that Dalton's connection to Anna's abduction is deeper than anyone suspects, and that if he can expose the professor's secrets, he might just be able to stop the madness that's unraveling around them. The more Gio thinks about it, the more the idea of infiltrating Dalton's lab becomes an obsession. He is driven by a need to protect Emma, a need to uncover the truth, and above all, a need to right the wrongs that have been done to Anna. With every passing hour, the weight of the decision grows heavier, and the consequences of failure become more dire. But even as he plans his next move, Gio feels the pressure mounting. He knows that what he is about to do could have devastating consequences, not just for him, but for everyone involved. Yet, despite these risks, Gio cannot stop himself. His loyalty to Emma, his deepening feelings of responsibility toward Anna, and his burning need for answers all collide, pushing him to the brink of no return. As Gio sneaks into Dalton's private office, his heart races with adrenaline. The lab is silent, the air thick with tension, and every move he makes feels like it could be his last. His eyes scan the room for anything that could give him the answers he's been searching for, any clue that might lead him to the truth about Anna's abduction and Dalton's involvement. As he rifles through papers and files, his mind races with thoughts of the danger he is in. Dalton is no fool, and Gio knows that his every action is being watched, if not by the professor himself, then by those who answer to him. The stakes are high, and Joe's heart pounds in his chest as he realizes just how deep this rabbit hole goes. But what Gio uncovers in Dalton's office is far more than he anticipated. His suspicions about Dalton's involvement in Anna's abduction are confirmed. But what he discovers goes far beyond what he expected. The professor's connection to the shadowy figures controlling Port Charles is deeper than Geo could have ever imagined. Dalton is not just an academic, he is a central figure in a much larger conspiracy, one that involves not only Anna, but also other key players in the city. Geo uncovers evidence of illegal operations, secret experiments, and manipulative tactics that reveal just how far Dalton is willing to go to achieve his own goals. The information Geo stumbles upon is like a map to a labyrinth of deceit, and the more he learns, the more dangerous it becomes. In that moment, Geo realizes that he is not just dealing with one man's twisted plans, he is up against an entire network of power-hungry individuals who will stop at nothing to protect their secrets. Dalton is but one piece of a much larger puzzle, and Geo has unwittingly placed himself at the heart of it. His desire to help Emma, his need to protect Anna, have now thrust him into a world of danger that is far beyond anything he could have imagined. The more he uncovers, the more he realizes that he has already crossed a line from which there may be no return. His obsession with the truth has pushed him into a game where the stakes are not just his own life, but the lives of everyone he cares about. As Geo makes his escape from Dalton's office, the weight of what he has discovered begins to settle in. His pulse still racing. He can't shake the feeling that he has just scratched the surface of something much more insidious. The information he uncovered is just the beginning. His actions have set off a chain reaction, and he is now a marked man. Dalton will stop at nothing to protect the secrets Geo has uncovered, and as the professor's web of influence begins to tighten around him, Geo realizes that the danger is far from over. He is not just facing one enemy, he is facing a network of people who will do whatever it takes to keep their operation hidden. In the days that follow, Geo finds himself grappling with the consequences of his actions. His involvement in this dangerous mission has drawn him into a world where the lines between right and wrong are increasingly difficult to distinguish. His obsession with protecting Emma, with uncovering the truth, has put him in a position where every decision he makes could be his last. He has crossed a line, and there is no turning back. The web of deceit and manipulation that Dalton has created is closing in on him, and Geo must find a way to navigate this treacherous landscape without losing himself in the process. As the story unfolds, Joe's obsession continues to grow. His need for answers, his desire to protect those he loves, and his increasingly reckless actions are pushing him into a dangerous corner. He is no longer just a concerned friend, he is a man consumed by the need to expose the truth, even if it means sacrificing everything he holds dear. The madness that surrounds him is no longer something he can control, and the more he learns, the more he realizes that the stakes are higher than ever. The world he is now living in is one of manipulation, deceit, and high-stakes danger, and Geo must find a way to survive it without losing himself, or the people he cares about. Joe's obsession has now become a force of its own, and as the danger continues to escalate, it becomes clear that his journey is one that will test his loyalty, his morals, and his very sanity. The truth he seeks is out there, but it is buried beneath layers of deception, and the deeper he digs, the more he risks losing himself to the chaos he's helped create. As the web of lies begins to unravel, Geo must decide whether the truth is worth the cost of everything he holds dear, or if the danger of uncovering it will consume him entirely. Geo has always been driven by a strong sense of loyalty and dedication to Emma, but what began as simple support for his friend has now blossomed into something far deeper. Something he can no longer ignore. His actions, once motivated by friendship, have evolved into a powerful need to prove his feelings for Emma. The constant risk he has taken to protect her, to help her uncover the truth behind the dangers that threaten Anna, have now transformed into a profound, undeniable obsession with showing her not just his commitment to her safety, but his love. Geo, who once considered himself a mere ally in Emma's mission, now finds himself at the center of a growing emotional storm, where every move he makes is intertwined with his increasingly complex feelings for her. This shift in his motivations has created a chain reaction that is slowly but surely pushing them both into uncharted territory where love and loyalty collide with danger. What started as a series of small acts of kindness and support, helping her with her personal struggles, being a source of comfort in times of need, has now become a full-blown pursuit of something greater. His desire to prove his love has become his driving force. His reckless actions, his willingness to put himself in harm's way to protect her, are no longer just about loyalty, they are about demonstrating the depth of his feelings. Every risk he takes. As Gio continues to take risks that escalate in danger, he is slowly losing sight of the line between love and obsession. He knows that by helping Emma, by risking everything for her, he's not just proving his loyalty, he's demonstrating his devotion in a way that is changing the dynamics of their relationship. The trust they share has been tested and solidified through their experiences together, but now, with each bold move he makes, Joe's intentions are becoming clearer. He wants more than just friendship. He wants Emma to know that he is willing to go to any lengths for her, and that includes stepping into the chaos that surrounds them without hesitation. As the story unfolds, it becomes evident that these new emotional stakes are leading them both toward a shocking new reality. Joe's actions, fueled by a combination of love and obsession, are pushing him into a dangerous spiral. His willingness to cross lines, to do things he once thought unthinkable, is proving just how far his feelings for Emma go. The more he does for her, the more he is pulled into a deeper emotional commitment that he cannot easily escape. His every move is becoming a part of the unfolding drama of their lives, and the closer he gets to Emma, the more he risks losing control over his own actions. What began as a simple desire to help has now become a dangerous game of proving his love, and with each step forward, and Emma finds herself confronted with emotions and choices she hadn't anticipated. She's always admired Gio for his loyalty and selflessness, but now, with the stakes growing higher and the risks escalating, she is forced to confront the possibility that their connection could become something far more than she ever imagined. As Gio continues to demonstrate the depth of his feelings, Emma is left wondering what this means for their future. Could they truly be more than just friends? This shift in their relationship is not just an emotional adjustment, it is a profound change in how they see each other. What began as a deep and trusting friendship is now evolving into something much more complicated, something that both frightens and excites them. The boundaries between loyalty, love, and obsession are being pushed to their limits, and neither Emma nor Gio can predict where this will lead. Will their growing feelings for each other solidify into a love that endures? Or will the chaos of their lives drive them apart? The truth is, neither of them knows the answer, and that uncertainty is what makes the story all the more thrilling. What's clear, however, is that their relationship has entered a new phase, one where emotions are no longer just about support or protection, but about deep, undeniable love that is being tested by the very circumstances they find themselves in. The new obsession that is taking hold of Gio is reshaping everything he once thought he knew about himself and his relationship with Emma. His desire to prove his love has become a driving force, pushing him further into dangerous situations, but also forcing both of them to confront the deeper layers of their connection. Their bond is no longer just about friendship, it's about survival, loyalty, and, ultimately, the possibility of love that defies the chaos surrounding them. This shift in their dynamic is leading them to a new crossroads, one that will either solidify their connection or force them into a new and unexpected direction. What started as a journey of helping others is now a journey of discovering each other. And as the stakes continue to rise, both Emma and Gio must navigate the complex terrain of love, loyalty, and obsession to find out where their relationship will ultimately lead. Joe's decision to risk everything in an attempt to save Anna has placed him in the most dangerous position of his life. His loyalty and devotion to Emma, combined with his growing feelings for Anna, have pushed him past the point of no return. What began as a simple mission to help uncover the truth behind the web of deceit surrounding Anna has now turned into a full-blown rescue operation. One that will test Joe's limits both physically and emotionally. His attempt to save Anna places him face to face with powerful enemies, and the more he tries to act, the more the stakes rise. Gio is not just putting his life on the line, he is stepping into a situation where every decision could be his last. And it's clear that his bravery, though admirable, has placed him in immediate danger, with no clear way out. What makes this situation even more dire is the realization that Joe's reckless actions could unravel everything. His attempts to get to Anna have set off a chain reaction that will not only affect him but also those around him. The consequences of his intervention are rippling out in unexpected ways. And it's no longer just Anna's safety that is at risk, it's everyone who's been drawn into this dangerous game. His decisions have now put Dante and Brooke Lynn in the middle of this increasingly unstable situation, forcing them into positions they never anticipated. Dante, always the protector and determined to do whatever it takes to keep his loved ones safe, finds himself caught in a whirlwind of chaos as he works to figure out how to protect Gio, Emma, and Anna. But the more Dante tries to act, the more he's drawn into a maze of secrets and lies that are bigger than anything he's faced before. His loyalty to his family and to the people he loves is being tested in ways he never imagined. Every choice he makes seems to carry more weight than the last. And the pressure of navigating this dangerous world is beginning to take its toll. For Dante, what seemed like a straightforward mission to protect those he cares about is now a battle against time. Against forces far more dangerous than he ever thought possible. Meanwhile, Brooke Lynn, always a fierce and independent woman, finds herself trapped in the madness that has erupted around her. Her own involvement in the unfolding events takes her to unexpected places, forcing her to confront the unthinkable. She's caught between her love for her family, her loyalty to her friends, and the undeniable truth that things have gone far beyond anyone's control. Her own role in Joe's dangerous mission becomes clearer. And the weight of the decisions she's being forced to make is starting to break her down. The more she tries to keep things together, the more she realizes that the world she thought she knew is crumbling before her eyes. She's thrust into a whirlwind of chaos where her every action, every word, has the potential to turn the tide in a battle that's growing increasingly out of control. The eruption of danger is undeniable now. What started as a few isolated incidents, Joe's reckless decision to help Anna, Dante's attempts to protect his family, and Brooke Lynn's involvement, has spiraled into something much larger. More uncontrollable. The dangerous web that has been spun around Port Charles is closing in on everyone, and no one is safe. As the tension escalates, the characters' fates seem to be increasingly intertwined, each one's actions leading to greater and more dangerous consequences. Joe's efforts to save Anna have opened the floodgates to a storm that will engulf them all. What's most shocking, however, is how quickly everything is escalating. The adjustment to their safety, the changes in their lives and relationships, and the secret schemes unraveling behind the scenes have turned into an uncontrollable wildfire. What was once a series of carefully calculated moves has become a chaotic, unpredictable mess that is threatening to consume everything in its path. Lies are being exposed. Alliances are breaking apart, and trust is being shattered. Joe's attempt to save Anna was the final spark that ignited this all-consuming blaze. As he continues to risk his life to rescue her, it becomes clear that the situation is now spiraling beyond anyone's control. The very foundation of what they believed was a secure world in Port Charles is crumbling under the weight of their actions. Dante and Brooke Lynn, once mere bystanders, are now deeply entangled in this increasingly dangerous scenario. With each passing moment, their own involvement in the chaos becomes clearer, and with it, the terrifying realization that they too are part of this explosion. What seemed like a simple rescue mission for Anna has now become a battle for survival, with everyone, Emma, Gio, Anna, Dante, and Brooke Lynn, caught in the crossfire of a storm that is growing more destructive by the second. As the situation becomes more intense, the line between right and wrong begins to blur. Loyalty, love, and fear drive every decision, every action. But with the stakes growing ever higher, it's becoming clear that no one can emerge from this unscathed. The danger is not just external, it's internal. As characters confront their own fears, desires, and secrets, their relationships are tested like never before, with each person forced to make impossible choices that will determine their fates. What began as a simple act of loyalty, an attempt to help a friend, has now spiraled into a dangerous, unpredictable situation that threatens to consume everyone involved. The new adjustments and the fallout from his actions will be felt for a long time. As the dust settles, only one thing is certain: the world they knew has exploded, and the fallout is just beginning.